Bow wow.
You are tuned into DogStar. We are Sundogs, and today we are interviewing Solana.
What's up, guys?
It is great to see you again.
It's good to see you guys.
Yeah, we talked to you a handful of times on our old show, but it's great to have you on DogStar.
I love talking to you guys.
Yeah, mutual. The feelings definitely mutual. We always have a good conversation.
Thanks again for taking the time out of your. We know you're a busy artist, so thank you for taking the time out to chat yet again. Your last appearance again on the old show was in July of 2021.
I know, that's
was the last time we formally talked.
Yeah.
And you were talking to us before the show. A lot has happened since July 9th of 2021.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah, a lot. You know, that's a long time ago.
And so a lot of music too.
Yeah, to jump into the discography kind of timeline to set the stage.
You brought with on that show Redondo Beach and Pink Champagne to kind of put you in the mindset of what was going on the last time you were on. And yeah, since you've released a lot of stuff.
What have you been up to?
Man, what have I been up to? Yeah, releasing music. I still love doing singles.
And why is that? We've noticed you haven't released a project longer than 2 tracks.
Yeah. I think it's a mix of a couple things. It allows me to like really focus a ton of energy on like 3 minutes and 30 seconds or whatever. You know, like this one song, it affords me to like really dive deep into like the cover art, the video or the music video if there is.
Are you designing or directing the music video or the cover art?
Yeah.
For any, I mean, you've got visual accompaniments to more than half the songs you've released.
Yeah, so I would say yes. I would say the concept is always mine. Sometimes I do directly make the cover art.
Okay.
But I'm very hands-on, kind of a control freak.
At least you can admit it.
Oh, for sure. I think like anybody who works with me musically or artistically is like, I'm a one-trick pony. Like I only do Solana. So someone who's coming on board for that, it's like, okay, like you're hopping in like the passenger seat. Like I know where we're going, but like help me like, you know, look out for stuff. And so like videos is like the visual is like my favorite. But obviously I can't be behind the camera and, you know, in the shot too.
Right.
So,
not efficiently.
No, that's fair, yeah. So I do have to hand the reins off to somebody, but it's always somebody I trust, and I've always loved the result. So
how do you trust someone with such a delicate vision?
That's a good question. I think,
for example, the Redondo Beach visual.
Yeah, that was easy to trust somebody. Shout out Luis, because he has a fire resume. I know he signs like NDAs for some stuff, so I don't know like what I can talk about, but. You know, like, I mean, he's in LA and I see his private Instagram story. I was like, wow, you're there for that artist or that label. And I also tend to work with people who are excited. I tend to work with people who reach out to me. Where like, I really like your stuff. You know, so I can already tell like that's a huge part of a successful collaboration is the other person is interested.
Yeah.
Of course you can hire people, but if they actually really believe in your vision and your art, then they're gonna show up more. They're gonna be on time. They're gonna be excited about the project. And he was someone like that. I think he just reached out to me and we started talking and like interacting on social media. So
can you remember like the best to your memory, like what his message said? Because I know there's a lot of creators that want to collaborate, and for this to not come off as he was trying to sell you something right away, or like what it was, like, how did he approach it? Or what made it seem like a good idea?
So I don't remember the specific message, but I do remember, like, to this day, he's still just really genuine.
Yeah.
Like, definitely, I'm sure you guys get this. Like, sometimes people hit you up, whether it's in person or in a message, and it's really clearly like schmoozy or like not genuine. It's just like, it's like over the top, or like where he was just like, we just talked.
Yeah.
And he would ask me like, how you doing? Like, how's your family? Like, you know, just like personal things that were nice. And And I think then when we met in person for the first time, he wanted to just go like hang out. He's like, I'm a little early, but like let's go eat and like let's go. I was like, oh, like I'm all like stressed out, like trying to like let's get ready for the video. But he's like, let's just hang and like
get to know each other.
Yeah.
Sounds like a real pro. Sounds like a great collaborator to know now and be connected with.
He is.
Has he done more than just that one video for you?
No.
But more in the future, it sounds like.
For sure, man. Like anytime I'm in Los Angeles, he's probably my guy. So
that's awesome. We noticed that you worked with. I'm jumping out of order.
I mean, we were just talking about Single City, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
I sidetracked.
Noticed a collab with Bria Scow. Is that how you say the last name?
That's how you say it.
Yeah, she's sick. She's super cool and local Minnesota artist as well.
Yes.
What other
listeners? We're talking about Fever Dream.
Yes, and the Fever Dream. What the remix? Whatever that's called. That is cool.
Insomnia remix.
I was just listening to that today. I was like, what? Yeah, like not Chopped and Screwed, but like definitely remix. Definitely a whole nother vibe.
How did that collaboration come about?
I met her at the Sociable Ciderworks open mic.
Oh.
I've met a bunch of people there. She was one of the few other people who was singing on top of an instrumental. Most of it is like kind of acoustic guitar, more like folk and stuff.
Singer-songwriter.
Yeah. And we became friends. And then maybe about a year ago, I had like, because I make a lot of beats, and I had like a folder of beats that I liked, but for whatever reason, like I couldn't write to it, or I couldn't write something that I liked.
Okay.
I think.
But still too dope to throw them away forever.
Yeah. I was like, I kept coming back to it. I was like, oh, I like this one. I do think there's like a threshold, at least for me, of like making the instrumental or like whatever it is on guitar, chord progression. If I don't write to it right away, I kind of miss that window of like writing something good on
inspiration.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'd sent her like the folder. I'd sent it to a bunch of people.
Really?
Like, hey, like here's a folder of beats. And she was the only one who replied with like hey, I wrote something to this one.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people were like, sick, I'll hit you up. Yeah. And then just nothing. She hit me up. It was really good.
Like sent you a little demo or just the lyrics?
Nice.
She sent it was like the hook, a verse and a hook, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was very impressed. I thought she was going to be like this one, then we'd hop in the studio. But I was like, oh, man. So we sent emails back and forth of like, I added more for a little bit. And then we got in the studio. Another reason I wanted to work with her is because she's a producer too.
Whoa,
so we collabed on these vocals and we collabed on the beat.
Wow. Whoa. Are you guys using the same program for beats or?
No.
What are you using?
The original beat was made on my iPad.
Okay.
And then once we got in a room together, she's in Ableton, I think.
Word.
Yeah.
Something sweet and awesome.
I know, right?
Yeah. How's your, good to hear that you're still making beats. Because you've been for a while. Has your, like, how you make beats changed very much since the last time we were talking?
More instruments, less instruments?
Definitely because I don't make beats anymore. It's a mix of things. I got more into playing instruments, which I did growing up. But I've kind of returned to that.
Guitar, piano?
Guitar. I can play piano a little bit, but definitely guitar.
Yeah.
Making beats, I haven't done it as much. Also, like, as like the Solana thing became more public, now I have people like White Hennessy, for example, like who send me packs, and I'm like, this is way better than I can make. So like,
right.
Yeah.
Cash in on the collaborations.
For sure.
And White Hennessy, another Minnesota artist.
Shout out.
People who are trying to work.
Before Fever Dream, you had done you'd done Take Me Away as well as the Daydream project.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about the inspiration of packaging those two songs together versus releasing them both as individual singles.
Absolutely. So I made those with the same person, Brandon Butner. shout out. He's definitely one of my best collaborators. He's another guy who's like legitimately in Los Angeles, like working on stuff that charts. So working with him was great. So I wanted to package those two together. You know, they were made around the same time, and I felt like they fit the same vibe. The first song off it, Better Off, I loved. The second song off of it, I do feel like veered a little bit away from my identity.
How so?
It was more of a straight up pop song. It was just like straight up like pop, major key. So I think at the time, maybe my thinking was, I don't want to put this out as a single.
Right.
But if it's packaged as something as like a B-side, I still do love it. And that way it can be out in the world.
Yeah.
But the one that I love, the first track, Better Off, can like shine as the star.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting to know now. I'll be listening to it a little bit differently when I go back.
And that dropped in February of 2022.
Yes.
Soon after, you took a trip. You were saying before the show, way out west, middle of the Pacific.
Yes.
Hawaii,
Honolulu.
And it wasn't just a nice vacation. You said you hit some inspiration out there before the show.
Absolutely. I'm trying to backtrack here a little bit. Yeah, so this is a situation where I think White Hennessy had sent me a pack, as he does periodically. And there was one in there that I was kind of gravitated towards. And then, yeah, pretty specifically, like I was out there with a girl. We were just hanging out. But it was really inspiring. It's like nothing's better than like the beach and like your partner that you're really into.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like the visual, like out of the patio in our penthouse and like the beat playing. I was like, oh my God, I have such a clear vision for what this song can be.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. So we're talking about ecstasy?
We're talking about XTC. Ecstasy. Yes.
Paradise, baby.
For real. It really is, yeah.
That's nice.
When's the next time you're trying to go back out?
Man.
Or are there any other places you're trying to travel to before returning to a place you've been?
I do like to return to the same places. I'm pretty predictable like that. I would love to go back to Honolulu. No current plan for it, but you know, I would say like when I travel, it tends to like, I don't plan it out super far in advance. It tends to be like something pops up.
Okay.
And like in that, so the trip last year, the girl that so actually I met her out there. Like she was out there visiting her sister.
Okay.
And she's like, hey, I'm going to be in Hawaii. Like, would you want to like link up for like the second week? So it was a situation like I didn't plan it, but I was like, yeah, I would like to do that.
Yeah, that sounds like a story. She was out there to meet her sister and, you know,
Yeah.
life was never the same.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to say yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that approach to traveling, kind of going with the flow.
For sure.
Because each place has got a different flow.
Yeah. It's inspiring. Yeah.
And you had said that you made it back out to California for, was that before or after the Hawaii trip?
That was after the Hawaii trip.
We're still just trying to catch up.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. For sure.
That was after the Hawaii trip, and that was predominantly for business, correct?
Yeah, that was a crazy trip because I think I was in Los Angeles for like 35 hours. It was crazy
and
brief.
Everything was crammed in.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Well, we got 4 minutes till we need to take a break. Let's see
Yes.
if you can cram it all in.
Yeah, I just flew in and then I went to the Green Tea Studio Sunday Sounds.
And what is that?
It's a concert networking event that they put on. Shout out Green Tea. Awesome company, label, recording studio. Went to the event, linked up with a bunch of people I knew, met a bunch of people, got super drunk, and then like went home the next day.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And just
Networking.
Yeah.
Schmoozing.
Yeah.
Schmoozing.
I loved it. It's such a good networking event where just everybody's like, everybody meets everybody. There's no like shyness or whatever. They're just like, hi, I do this. What's your handle? What's your business card? And
wow.
it was awesome.
And were there name tags or anything, or was it just business cards and contact sharing?
There might have been name tags. I don't recall, but it was a very like share, meet each other type thing. And people did.
That's huge.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you say that was an open mic too, or?
It wasn't an open mic, but they did have like 8 performers going on.
Who are also networking, who are kind of separated themselves from the
You
bullpen.
can't not network.
Yeah. That was what I loved about it, is like everybody was just together and everybody just meets. And
That's huge. I wish we had more events like that in the Twin Cities.
exactly, man. For real.
What's
Yeah.
the breakdown? Is it at a bar? Is it at a?
It was like an event space. I'm trying to
Nice.
think. Just
Like a class reunion style?
Kinda, yeah.
Little bar, little snacks.
Exactly.
Everyone.
Stage speakers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nice.
Okay.
Were they charging a lot of money?
To get in, it did cost something, but it was very reasonable.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's very exciting. I mean, I'm eager to hear what goes on behind the curtain, especially of sitting down with an artist we're a fan of. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing not only your travels, but also
The networking strategies.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
stuff
you're-
like that.
you're definitely someone who we look up to as artists and as professionals. And I think that listeners and fans already have gotten a lot of good advice from you. So
Right on.
thank you again for coming through, and
For sure.
let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Are we still going through the singles? Or we pretty much? I mean, we talked about something, right? With
I don't believe so. Not yet.
Oh.
That's the most recent track you've released.
That is.
That came out in February, on Valentine's Day of this year,
It did.
February
Yeah.
14th.
That's right. Yeah.
And that
Perfect time.
is with the Sunsets. Who
That's
we'll
with
have
the
to wait
Sunsets.
until after the break to talk more about. But can you tell listeners vaguely, or I guess, who are the Sunsets? We won't talk specifically about the formation.
They're a group of guys that I met in 2021. And as I met each one, they're like, hey, if you ever want like a live drummer, a live bassist or whatever, like I'll do it.
No way.
And then once I had all of them, I was like, oh, yeah, let's do it.
For doing
Wow.
shows or for like studio session musicians in the studio?
The original intent was live, but now we've been in the studio for multiple songs. So
That's so sick. And as you know, it's a whole different vibe with live instruments.
Oh, yeah.
Anything can happen. It's more of a raw energy.
absolutely.
Would you prefer it to an instrumental track? At least in a live setting.
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
More people on stage. There's a nugget. You can go find his old band on Spotify if you go look.
That's true.
It's Hotel San Sebastian.
That's right.
And it's a vibe. You can find all his music right now under Solana. You can follow him on Instagram at Sola Escobar.
You can follow DogStar Podcast at DogStar Podcast.
It's that easy. We'll see you after the break. Sundog Solana. Bow wow. Bow wow.
Welcome back. We are Sundogs. This is DogStar, and we are continuing to chat with Solana, former member of
Yeah.
Hotel San Sebastian, current member of the Sunsets.
That's right.
And I mean, do you ever yearn to make music that isn't in the few genres that you've made a name for yourself in?
That's a good question.
Like a country or more of any outside genre.
I would say the genre that maybe I would like to do is like bossa nova or like jazz.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Some old like George Benson, if you guys
I
are
could-
familiar.
I'm familiar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are the members of the band into that kind of music too?
Yes, definitely.
Perfect.
Yes, definitely the guitarist. Definitely the keyboardist.
Cool.
Probably the bassist. Yeah.
I can picture the album cover already. All you guys in suits and leaning up against a sculpture or something.
For sure. I'd love that.
And so you're like a collaboration machine. So I wanted to ask you about like the difference between collaborating. You've had a bunch of collaborators just like via email and like online.
Mhm.
And then now you have this band, which is in person, I would imagine.
Definitely.
What are some things you like about each way of collaborating?
I think it's just teaching me a lot about just getting different perspectives. You know, getting input on. I can be very self-sufficient. Like I could make everything myself, but I think then having other people around to help guide me in directions that I couldn't or wouldn't go myself has been like a blessing that I didn't really anticipate.
I mean, earlier you were saying that you can get kind of nitpicky in the studio. How did that clash with working with 4 other brains?
Oh, it clashed.
Oh, no.
It clashed. I mean, not in like, we become like, definitely the group has been together long enough now that we have had
some drama.
Yeah. Like any person or group that you're like in close quarters with and stuff, and you're going to disagree. You're not the same person.
Right.
So
what lessons did you learn early on?
I'm still learning to just be more patient or like to compromise.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard sometimes.
Yes.
Seems like someone's cutting the arm off of your metaphorical baby,
Yeah. Yeah. I can be, I will say this, I'm very sensitive. Like, I'm very sensitive of my art. And I didn't really realize that until I was working with other people.
Oh,
I'm like, I'm kind of upset about this. I'm like, I think I'm just taking it too personally. Like, it's,
But think about one of your first collaborations, even if it was 2 or 3 years ago. You can recall those feelings, those hurt feelings, but in hindsight, do you think you overreacted, or do you think because your heart was in that piece of music that it was warranted?
Yeah, I think I can overreact, and especially in the past, overreacted.
Right.
Because before I really worked with people, in my head, it's like, well, this is my song. Like, I know what's best. I know, like, I can see it in my head. Like, you guys can't see it. But I'm coming to learn, like, that doesn't necessarily matter in terms of, like, making the best end product.
Yeah.
A lot of times, I bet you guys know this, but, like, whether it's making a beat or making a song, sometimes the best songs or the best part of a song is an accident or something you didn't, weren't planning.
Totally.
It just happens on accident. So I think the more time that's gone on and I've experienced that and realized that, I'm way more open to like, let's try it. And sometimes I'm like, nah, I like it the first way. Also, like being in a band or in a group or whatever, you can vote. You know, okay, what do you guys like? This way or the other way.
Is it one man, one vote in the group, or do you get 2 votes because you're a lead singer, or how does that work?
I don't think I've vetoed anything, at least too much. Like it tries to be pretty democratic. I think if it's split, I'm trying to think. I think maybe there are examples where it was split, and I was like, okay, I'm taking like we're just gonna do it this way. And yeah.
But in the 30-year retrospective collection, you're not going to release like the AR remix of a song that you compromised for the original idea that you wanted to do 30 years ago, some Brian Eno style stuff.
That is totally something I would do.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, the remixes aren't a bad idea.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that Insomnia remix.
Yeah, you listen to those songs back to back. And it's like,
right,
for sure.
I love it.
For sure.
And what do you like about strictly the digital networking and the digital collaboration that we learned to do during the COVID-19 wave? You never meet people face to face, because there are drawbacks for sure. But what did you enjoy about that?
I mean, I like that more, anyways. In a way, like I'm more of an introverted person, and kind of like we've talked about, like I love to like do everything, like the cover art and the video. So if I can just sit at home on my computer and like make all this stuff, I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
So kind of for me, I would never name anybody. I have done some like features and like send it, and I'm like, oh, like it didn't work. Like for whatever reason, like if you're not in the same room or something, sometimes you can miss the mark. I've done it. I've done features for people and then it never came out. So I was like, oh, they didn't like it, which is totally their right. So
are you talking about didn't get the verse back, or just it didn't really fit with the
latter? Yeah, where it's like, oh, this doesn't fit.
How do you break that news to somebody, or does it just never come out and everybody kind of knows what that means?
You never talk about it and it never comes out.
Yeah. I've never had somebody ask. I'm trying to think. Like, there's been a time or two I can think of, and then they never asked. And I was like, well,
because recently I was thinking about that in regards to, a writer, as you know, writes things that are very personal. And if you're going to trash the whole project, at least let me know so I can reuse maybe pieces of this poetry that I've written in another song, pieces of my human experience in a song that's actually going to drop.
That's a good point. Yeah. I think if somebody asked me, like, hey, what's up with this? I'd be like, you know what? I'm not going to use it or release it.
Going in a different direction.
Yeah. But I don't have the...
Not going to block them or anything.
No, not at all. No.
Yeah, would rather not have the confrontation. What if it was somebody who you like really wanted to work with and it was just like their first crack at the first thing you sent them wasn't good? How would you go back and be like, hey, try this one? I guess it would just bring up the conversation.
Yeah. Luckily I've never been in that position.
Nice.
So,
I mean, have you crossed the line of like suggestion? I mean, again, artists are very sensitive about their work. So when you do collaborate, if it is your song, will you suggest something or just not use their verse? Like, give me a take two with some suggestions or...
That's a good point. I've never really been in that situation. I think... So actually, like in terms of collaborating, like where I wanted a verse for somebody, I haven't done it that many times. I've only done it like 3 or 4 times. So, and I haven't really actually. So the song with Bria, it went both ways. I think like we had never worked on a song. We got in the studio, and she was one of like the only people to tell me, at least that I can recall. She's like, "What if you changed this lyric?" And it was like kind of a key piece. I was like, wow, that's like pretty forward of her to say. Like,
totally.
You don't care to reveal the lyric, do you? If you don't want to reveal the process, you don't need to. Keep the piece as is.
For sure. It was the second half of the song. That song kind of has 2 parts.
Yeah.
And when it switches to the second half, there's like a repeated line. And she suggested I change it. And she was totally right. And I knew it and saw it right away.
Wow.
And so then I know on my part, I think there was like, we felt comfortable being like, hey, what about this? Hey, what about this?
Yeah. And from that moment forward.
Yeah.
That's huge. I mean, it's, I just can relate to the artist being sensitive about the art that I make, but know that it's a safe space to try new things and to collaborate.
Oh yeah.
No one's trying to make a bad song.
Exactly.
I guess I got another question. So you've been working with other collaborators on these projects. Are you like a pro at like split sheets and getting everything registered and stuff like that now? Or how are you going about
the clerical side?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, luckily, again, shout out Brandon. Like he put me on early on of like, get registered, get your publishing and your writing credit. Oddly enough, most of the people I work with, I'm like, hey, we're putting our song out. Like, let's split the publishing like this. And they're like, what's that? I'm like, well, you should register.
Yeah.
And when you do, here's the cut you'll get.
Right.
Yeah, so it hasn't really, for whatever reason, the people I've been around, they haven't, what's the word? They just haven't like thought that far ahead, I guess.
You think that's a problem?
I think it's definitely a missed opportunity. Or you're not like, if you're, depending how much you're into this, how much you're like banking on the music, it's like, you should do it type thing.
Yeah, if you believe in this, why not?
Yeah.
Definitely. Can you remember off the top of your head which places that you register your song? That sounds like BMI if you're talking about the writer and the...
Yeah. I used the other one.
ASCAP?
Yeah, ASCAP.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that's for like live performances and radio plays, I think. And then there's do you still do DistroKid for your
I do
the mechanicals?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
That's sweet. Working out good for you?
I mean, it's all relative.
Yeah.
It's all relative. But yeah, it works out fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing the inside scoop on that. We don't
in that
get too personal.
Don't want to get too personal. I think it was what he was going to say. So I'm going to still keep it about business. What other advice along the lines of get registered would you want to impart to to a singer-songwriter, an artist who may be watching or listening right now? In the
Yeah,
broadest of terms.
broad terms for sure. Yeah, definitely registering is good. I know like when you put a song out, there are places to submit it. I use like Submit Hub, but there's a ton of places you can find that stuff. And I've linked up with like, for example, there's one that like plays my music in a mall in South Africa or something.
Sick.
Awesome.
Super random, but I'm getting royalties from this. But I wouldn't be getting it if I wasn't registered with BMI or ASCAP. You know, not like it's more, like it's not that much money.
Right.
But still, it's like, you know, if your agenda is to be an artist, you should capitalize on those things.
Dot your I's and cross your T's. What song are they playing? Or they play pretty much anything you send them?
They are pretty supportive. Definitely
That's
when I put out
awesome.
something new.
I mean, you're making nothing but hits, so it's easy
That
to
is
do.
true.
I appreciate
Are you
that.
ever shown analytics or demographics from a spike in listens from South Africa as a result of the mall?
Absolutely. They actually send me a direct email. I get like a recap of like the month from
That's
that.
so
Wow.
cool.
Yeah.
Of like the duration or like number of plays or?
I think it's number of plays. I kind of, you know, it's not a ton. So I don't
Right.
like, I do see it periodically, but I don't really like.
What other spots around the world are you surprised to see? Even on like a Spotify analytic or other analytics your people might be showing you.
For sure.
Like, surprising country.
So I'm actually like, the Twin Cities is kind of far down on my like top cities.
Okay.
So Amsterdam, Paris,
Yeah.
Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Yes. Sweet.
Those places like really rock with me. I see them
That's
like
so
up
cool.
in the like in my Spotify. So
Have you been to either of those three places?
heck no.
You gotta go. That's the
I
tour,
know.
baby. That's the global tour.
Exactly.
I mean, at least Amsterdam and Paris. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
Do a little, do a
boom,
little,
boom, and then
what is it, a 90-day visa you could get? And even doing like a coffee shop show.
and then maybe a LA, Hawaii, Brazil.
Oh,
little tour.
I would love that.
Summer
That'd be so
2024 tour. You never
I would
know.
love that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can just imagine that. I'm having a fun time imagining people shopping, listening to Solana tracks.
Yeah.
All that I want.
Or like, what is the stopping, Shazamming it,
Yes.
Spotify, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Identifying it there, right there and then. Because that's the power of music. I mean, when you said you'd never been to Brazil, Paris, or Brazil, France, or the Netherlands, that just blew my mind.
Yeah.
Like having just the power of your music influence people of another country.
For sure. Yeah, it's cool.
That's good to hear that you think so. 'Cause we really think so as well. We're gonna have to take a break here in about
shoot.
3 minutes. So what's a softball?
Softball, branding and merch. How's that been going for you? I know you've always had like some pretty cool sweatshirts and stuff. What's new on that?
Yeah, you're ramping it up. Last time we were talking to you back 2 years ago.
Yeah, I love doing the merch. Branding. I love making social media content, especially videos,
Okay.
which is super helpful. You know, like it's how you reach
need to do
people.
it, yeah,
That's what we're doing right here, you know? Like,
totally.
so I think loving it, as I can see you guys in the same way, the attention to detail, you know, like that is so key.
I mean, yeah, I'm just clicking now that you're talking about like on the couch playing guitar with plants and the set. Yeah, that looks really good.
Exactly.
I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. Yeah, the fake plants definitely
Yeah.
I
remind me of
don't think they're fake.
They're fake. Oh,
In
mine
your
are.
video, though, I don't think these are.
yeah, but that's cool with the branding. And do you have like totes of sweatshirts, or are you doing that like direct to order style?
It's usually direct to order. If I have a big event coming up, then I'll kind of like stock up.
Okay.
Nice.
But
Can you use that same membership to buy 20 sweatshirts for the show? Or is it a different printmaker? Like the made-to-order site?
For sure. It depends. It varies. But the doing like a big haul doesn't happen that often. I have to be like super certain. Like this show, there's gonna be like 100 people.
Right. Or when you perform at Coachella, you'll get a lot made.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's just because people like if they want it right there that night, you want to have it and don't want to have them to have to order it. Is that kind of the
impulse buy?
Exactly. You know, you're right in front of them. You just like met them, shook their hand. You guys are drunk. It's way more like people will be like, "Oh, you don't have my size. I'll hit up the website." They're not. They're like 90% not going to hit up the website, which is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you got to have it. They need that souvenir, the memento from the great night that they're having.
Exactly.
Would you say you're making money more off of shows and merch or off of streaming?
Absolutely, merch and shows. Yeah.
It tends to be the theme that we're picking up on, and that's a good piece of advice for anybody watching. Get your merch game up and go perform live.
Yeah, go to Sola Escobar on Instagram. I believe there's a link to the merch as well.
Yes.
Yeah, follow him at Sola Escobar. Follow the show at DogStar Podcast, and make sure you stream Solana everywhere you can stream music.
Yeah, definitely check that out. Check out that the remix of Fever Dream.
Yeah,
the Insomnia remix. We'll be right back.
Wow.
Welcome back to DogStar Sundogs, chatting it up with Solana.
What up?
Your representative sent some tracks over, but before we get into those, your reps also told us that you have a show coming up.
Yes.
On the 20th.
The 20th. Yes.
Is there a flyer up for that or anything, or just stay tuned to your Instagram to see where that's going to be at?
There is a flyer.
Boom.
I've just started like sending it to people individually, which I usually do. I usually like send it to people like specifically, like in a DM or in a text, and then I'll post about it. Probably this week, I'll probably start promoting that.
Okay, excellent. That's Wet Hot Kiki.
Yes.
Yes.
The homies are hosting a house party. It's a whole event, like 2 to 10 on a Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Inside, outside?
It's outside, so they got like games and stuff outside.
That sounds so fun.
Yeah, it should be fun.
When was the last time you were on stage?
A weekend ago.
Okay.
Last weekend of April or
Not
something
that
like
long
that.
ago. What do you do to prepare for a show? Are you like going over it like 1,000 times?
Because it seems like you've got it honed in when you are on stage.
I do. I definitely prepare. Like I picture it like someone who's like preparing for a role. Like I'll go home, run the set in front of the mirror, and or like film myself doing it, and then like rewatch it, and be like, "Oh, I keep pointing down. Don't do that." Or like I'll keep leaning to my left and like try to like
study the tape.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's awesome. That makes sense. Just how you've progressed over the years. We've known you for a long time, and it is getting cooler and cooler on stage, I would say.
I appreciate that.
So that's awesome.
Yeah. So for this upcoming performance, how long is your set?
I think we'll do like 30, 40 minutes.
Okay. And that's with the live band?
That's with the live band.
Oh, baby.
Are you rehearsing both as a group and individually, or are you just mainly rehearsing individually for the vocal stuff?
For this show, we've kind of got enough in the bag that I wouldn't be surprised if we don't rehearse, or we'll get together maybe once, just because we've been doing it for like a year and a half now. So there's like enough, and we're busy.
I can't imagine. Orchestrating 5-6 people's schedules
is really frustrating sometimes.
But it sounds like worth it with the magic you guys make.
For sure, man. It's so much fun, like so much more fun to be up there with like 4 of the homies and you're in this together versus like just me with a microphone and a backing track, which can be cool in its own way, but the group is way more fun.
When was the first show you performed as an ensemble?
Oh, it was almost exactly a year ago. The the Skydro release party.
Oh, wow.
Terminal Bar.
Castles in the Sky? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. The castle above the clouds, excuse me. The castle above the clouds.
Oh, and not the wolf who cried idiot. Now I'm having...
Oh, wait, no, it is that one.
Is that one?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Cut that.
Yeah, what? Is that the Sunny Pod? Cut that. Yeah, I've heard that. That's super funny.
So before you played together at that B&E show, how let's say you were doing a 30-minute set solo.
Mm-hmm.
About how many times would you run through that 30-minute set?
A lot.
Give me a ballpark.
Well, yeah, I'd say like 10, 15 times probably.
And this is all like in the mirror when you get home, setting the right vibe in front of the camera as well, or is this in the car as well? Do you know your songs well enough where you don't really have to worry about the words? It's just the presence and the movement.
Yeah, the latter. So like it was more so for like to look comfortable.
Right.
And
Make it look effortless.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
That's
definitely.
all the effort that goes into making it look effortless. Isn't that
I love
ironic?
that. Yeah.
That's crazy. I was gonna ask about sorry, we're running. The time's almost up, but I want to ask you about because I'm sure you're into formatting the set
Mm-hmm.
to like, you know,
The
take
sequence,
people on a ride and stuff like that. What song are you most excited about performing at this show in Dinkytown?
We do a Frank Ocean cover that's like really fun for me. It's just a
Which
song that I
song?
love. Lost.
Okay.
It was off Channel
slick.
Orange.
Oh,
Yeah, Channel Orange.
Yeah.
That's a jam.
Yeah. That album like inspired what Solana is basically. So
That's awesome.
it was fun to like get up there and do a song that I've listened to for a decade. And
That's cool.
Well,
Is there a
what-
song-
I was going to ask, what do you have to say to Frank Ocean if he's watching?
what's up, man?
That's
There you
perfect.
He's a chill dude. Work with him.
As we said when we came back from the break, your representative sent over 2 songs.
Yes.
One from, excuse me, the Daydream Project,
That's right.
which is Better Off, the second track.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that and the inspiration behind. I mean, it's one of my favorites to jam to late night cruising
For sure.
because of that slick like bass kick combo. But tell us a little bit about what was going through your life when you wrote the lyrics.
So I recorded this one with Brandon Butner in Los Angeles, and it was New Year's Day 2021. I actually talked to you guys
yes.
on the phone like this day. Like, so I'd
The day
written
you
this song.
recorded Better Off?
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
It was New Year's Day 2021. Yeah.
Before or after?
I would have talked to you guys like probably during the day,
Okay.
and then that night I would have gone to Brandon's. Yeah.
Do you find the evening more conducive to creativity?
Definitely for writing, for sure. Everything's like quiet and shut down, so you can kind of like get in your own vibe and mood. Yeah.
And did Brandon Bunner do that beat as well, or is that a White Henny beat?
He did work on it. Originally, it was a sample that I chopped and made the beat, and then Brandon
Whoa.
and Jordan, this other guy, helped bring it fuller and bigger, and
Bring in things that you never would have thought of, like you were saying earlier.
exactly.
That's sweet. Sorry to jump out of talking about these songs, but do you perform Solana songs with the band, or you guys just perform stuff you've done together?
Yeah, like half of the set is songs that like I recorded and made myself in the past,
Wow.
and we
But they've all
performed them.
learned
Yes,
and practiced.
yes.
That's so cool.
And the other half is that covers or their songs as well. You got to learn a few of theirs, right?
I've brought it up before. I know like the guitarist and the keyboardist have songs. I can think of each one of them have one song each in particular. I'm like, I love this song. If you want to play it with the group, let's do it.
Or
So
cover it and pop it on the next album or the next
Ooh.
2-track project.
that's
Right.
yeah. It's definitely if they're down, I'm down.
That's awesome. And then the other song you sent is with the Sunsets, or is a Sunset song.
It is not
I
the
don't
one that you
believe
guys
so.
have now.
No, Fold, which drops tomorrow.
That's right.
You're giving us a DogStar exclusive.
Exclusive.
I thought Folds was
Baby.
initially the 3rd track off of Daydream because it has that pastel pinkish purple album cover.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about Fold. Where'd you come across that beat? Was it another one you made?
This was one I made originally. I recorded this at Green Tea Studio in LA
Whoa.
a couple summers ago.
Before or after this networking event? Or because of the recording, you got to go to this networking event?
This was before the networking event. This was definitely like I was getting to know those guys.
Okay, cool.
And I recorded it then, and I didn't love the beat. Like I liked the vocal, I liked the structure. So then I linked up with this other guy who's here, Cammy Miami. He's a brilliant producer,
Sick.
and he did the same thing. He brought the beat to life, brought it bigger,
Wow.
better production, and we're dropping that tomorrow.
Sweet.
Same
Yeah.
vocals or did you re-record the vocals?
We did re-record the vocals.
Okay, but same it was easy to do because I would assume you didn't change too much.
Yeah. I just needed like the instrumental had a different feeling now, so
Yeah.
just wanted to redo it. And
Oh, I think listeners are going to love it. And we can't appreciate it again for you and your team giving us the exclusive.
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm pumped for everybody to hear it, and we love an exclusive. What like is there gonna be a music video for the song? Because I know you like to put your 100% into each thing you drop.
That you can reveal,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There is no music video. There is a couple different visuals that I made. So
Sweet.
yeah, on tomorrow there will be a little video on social media.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's so exciting. Any big summer plans? Any big, you said you don't have too many international trips on the horizon.
No.
Just
But
working.
got a good amount of shows around the city with the group.
Awesome.
For some of the shows, my guitarist isn't available, so I'm playing guitar.
Whoa!
Which I did that for the first time the other weekend, and I loved it.
Sweet.
So I'm excited to do that more.
Because you used to play bass, and now you're playing guitar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, acoustic plugged in or electric guitar?
An electric.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rock star.
It's so fun.
I mean, have you considered utilizing the guitar in more beat making if you continue to do that yourself?
I definitely am headed towards I'm going to play guitar more. Because I realized, I was like, oh yeah, I can do this. I should do this.
And you do, an artist does look cool with the old, after strumming the guitar, slinging it behind their back to then sing the chorus or the hook.
And the mic coming in for it, starting the song.
I can picture the album cover right now.
Right?
We seriously, we can't thank you enough for continuing to show us your support and to continuing to do what you do and to share your soul with us in the world, man. It's
Absolutely.
It's an inspiration, to say the least.
Yeah, inspiration to us and inspiration to others, I'm sure, whether it's, changing the mood in their day or I need to work as hard as this guy or, just everything. Really, 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 really appreciate you coming in and sharing with everybody.
It's mutual.
That's great to hear. Thank you so much. Make sure you follow Solana on Instagram at Sola Escobar. Follow the show at DogStar Podcast.
Anywhere else that people should be following you? TikToking or Snapchatting?
Yeah, same thing. Sola Escobar.
Oh, boom.
I'm out here.
The marketing people got to figure it out. I love it.
Yeah, last piece of advice for anybody. You got 5 seconds.
Work hard, because somebody else is out there working hard.
There you go. Bow wow.
First class on a red-eye, jet engines are humming. I'm gliding. On my way to see you, so we can make this brand new, honey, yeah. Got me floating, I'm floating. Pick me up at my gate, yeah. Driving back to your place. Fast lane headlights, freeways, yeah. Better off when I'm with you. Nobody else do it like you do. Better off when it's us two. Yeah, baby, we're still on, yeah. And it don't change how I'm feeling. You're the one, babe, can't you see it? And I'm always a flight away. Minneapolis to LA. Time after time, I'm still thinking about you. Distance don't matter, we still gonna rendezvous. Want you, I swear that I want you. And we gonna get it, hotel bars on Sunset, yeah. Better off when I'm with you. Nobody else do it like you do. When it's us two. Better off when I'm with you. Nobody else do it like you do. Better on, yeah. And it don't change how I'm feeling. You're the one, babe, can't you see it? And I'm always a flight away, Minneapolis to LA. Better off when I'm with you. Nobody else do it like you do. Better off when it's us two. Better off when I'm with you. Nobody else do it like you do. Better off when it's us two, yeah, yeah. 'Cause baby, we're still on, yeah. Baby, we're still on, yeah. Late night on a message, but we never meet up. Just talking to the AM, but I don't sweat it, I don't sweat a thing with you. Carry over till I wake up. Missed call with your name. I rush and get my shoes on, but I don't sweat it, I don't sweat a thing with you. I never thought that this would end up this way, where I'm away and not at home with you, baby. Confess how you still miss me, you know that I agree. But I stay the night, but just one night if you need it. Fold up my heart, take it with you wherever you go. A pleasant memory when you're in need. Yeah, a swift reminder how love can never let go. I can promise you that, yeah, I swear, I swear. I've never changed, time doesn't faze me. But when it comes to you, I just can't get past. Left unexpected, find me chasing. I don't know what to do if I can't get no answers. Faded all summer, thinking I'll forget, yeah, yeah. Flights to the ocean, you know how I act up. Even the distance don't get no relief, no, 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 no. So I might as well just call and tell you that. Fold up my heart, take it with you wherever you go. A pleasant memory when you're in need. Yeah, a swift reminder how love can never let go. I can promise you that, yeah, I swear, I swear. Oh, fold up my heart, take it with you wherever you go. A pleasant memory when you're in need. When you're in need, when you're in need.